Hello, welcome to my channel, Organize with Joy. I'm Joy and I want to help you get organized. And in today's video, I wanted to show you around our house with our Christmas decorations. I wanted to show you how we have simple but intentional Christmas decorations. One of the things I do with decorating is to use a base of things that I really love, like this is out year round, and then to just kind of decorate around that seasonally. I like to use a lot of greenery and use different greenery for different seasons. For instance, for Christmas and for winter, I have this little pine tree, and then I have a garland around the mirror, and then I have some more pine stuck in this. So I just rotate out the greenery in this base for the season. And then here I have, I like to be super intentional with my Christmas decor purchases. And these three wise men, these brass three wise men, I purchased from my friend's Etsy store, and I can leave a link to her store if you're interested. But one of the things that I like to do is try to find pieces that are cohesive with my current decor style. And I thought these really fit in with kind of my mid-century-ish style. So, and then I also like to change out the artwork that's in this frame. And this Bible verse is somewhat relevant to the Christmas season, and so I have that put in there for Christmas and for the winter. In addition to greenery, I also like to bring in other natural elements, and for Christmas and the winter, I love these pine cones. I got them many years ago, and they've held up really well over the years, so I just keep those in my stash of rotating home decor. The main place where I have Christmas home decor is in this front room. It's a living room. It's not used a whole lot. We do have a TV in here, but it's just more of a sitting room or a place for when we have friends over. We can sit and chat and just relax. So down here I have this little manger, and we've had this for a really long time. My mother-in-law gave this to me because this was a tradition that my husband and his sisters did. I think I've recently seen something similar, and it's now called the giving manger. I'm not really sure if that's what this was called originally or not, but basically the idea is every time your child does a random acts of kindness during the month of December, they can put one piece of hay in the manger, and the idea is to prepare the manger for baby Jesus and to make it more, the Christmas season, more focused on others. And obviously we did this when our children were young. Now it's just kind of a decor piece because you know, even if they still do random acts of kindness, they're not necessarily going to be super excited about, oh, I want to put the hay in the manger. So that's what that is. And for this centerpiece, I like to start with kind of a base of things that I just always have out, like this pot with fake succulents and this little house with a candle. And then I just add some festive things around it, like these ornaments and the deer antlers, and then some more of this pine. Also, I don't go full on Christmas colors. I have pillows that I tend to use for fall and winter, and they are like darker pillows, this like navy blue color. And I also like to use different textures for the cooler months, like this Sherpa sort of pillow. And then over here I have a different type of, I guess these are called mohair pillows. But I don't necessarily go full on Christmas pillows or holiday pillows. I just like to use a darker color during the winter, and then usually I have lighter colored pillows for the spring and the summer. And over here, I have another little pine tree with these brass deer, and these you know, are definitely good for Christmas decor, but I actually like to purchase Christmas decor that isn't specifically Christmas decor, that could be left out year round. And so these deers kind of migrate around my house, but at Christmas time I like to have them in this front room where we have a lot of our Christmas decor. And then of course we have our Christmas tree. And a few years ago, I stopped using my children's little, all the little ornaments that they made or they got, and I started doing more of like a themed tree, I guess you could say. And last year, one of my good friends gave me this garland, and it kind of inspired me to do like a new look on the tree. I'm not really sure what you would classify this look as, because I've got, you know, some glam with the glitter, and I also have this like woodsy, I guess, with the fur, which last year my dog grabbed one off the tree. He thought it was a toy, and he still does that sometimes. He stands at the tree and cries, so I have to keep the fur balls a little bit higher. And then for a tree skirt, I actually don't own a tree skirt. I just use a blanket or some fabric. This is actually some extra fur fabric that I had from another project, and so I liked it was kind of like blush matching the fur balls, and so that is what I used for that. And one other thing I wanted to say about my Christmas tree, last year, or maybe 2 years ago, the lights that I had purchased for the tree, they had like burnt out. I'd had them for a really long time. And so when I got new ones, I decided to use these indoor-outdoor like string lights, and I really love it. It like really lights up this room at night, and it makes it so beautiful. And over in this corner, this is pretty much what this looks like year round. But I did add a little bit more of this faux pine into here. And a lot of times during the year, when it's not Christmas or winter, I actually just grab some clippings from my backyard to stick in there. But I had some faux pine that I put in there for that. And I also added this green pillow. I have just kind of a stash of pillows, and I added this buffalo check blanket just to make it more cozy and wintry. here is our table scape. And again, I just used some natural things like the pine cones, and as you can see, I really love this pine. It is fake. I found it at Hobby Lobby last year, and I really, really love this. I don't know if you can like see, it's almost like a suede sort of material. Anyway, really like that. And then these beautiful brass candlesticks are vintage. I got those from my friend's vintage Etsy store, and I'll link her store as well down below if you're interested in checking her out. These are something that I do style my home with year round. I typically don't have them in such a prominent place during the rest of the year. I just like to have them in a more prominent place during Christmas. For some reason, these brass candlesticks just seem very festive to me. The other thing that I leave up year round is this letterboard that I got a couple years ago. And I like this for different seasons because you can just change out the saying and have it for whatever season is appropriate. And right now I just have a portion of a Bible verse that's related to the birth of Christ. And so it's good for Christmas season. The other thing I like to do is to have natural things around. For some reason, oranges remind me of Christmas. I don't know why, but I just have these little mandarins in this bowl. In addition to decor, I feel like tastes and smells are really important in creating an environment, a holiday environment. So I typically have this running year round, but during the Christmas season, I try to have pine or cinnamon scents running in my oil diffuser. And then over here, I just have a few more things. I have these wooden candlesticks and then this little Christmas tree. And up here, I don't know if you can see it very well, but I have some garland and just a scented candle. And I also love this time of year with all the Mrs. Meyer's scents. So I have out my pine scent, which is my favorite Christmas scent. Well, and now we are in what we call our game room. We live in a split level home, so it's kind of like in a basement room, and this is where our fireplace is. We obviously don't use our fireplace since we have our TV in front of it, but it is where we hang our stockings, so I do have some other Christmas decor down here. And a lot of this decor stays up year round, but I just add some extra pieces to make it more festive. So over here, this green vase I have year round. I just change out the greenery like I've talked about in other places in my home. These candlesticks I have out year round. However, I added some taper candles to them to make it a little bit more cozy down here. My deer head I have out, and then these other two items. But this sign right here, it says, "Repeat the sounding Joy." My friend gave that to me. I guess she thought of me because my name's Joy. So I always like to display that someplace in my home for my Christmas decor. And then these little houses and our blocks are kind of our Advent calendar. So each one has a number on it, and it goes up to number 25. And each day we just turn the block around to display the number corresponding with whatever the date is. And then of course we have my children's stockings here and some garland. And I did want to talk about and mention one of the ways I like to be intentional with what I purchase is to be intentional with where I purchase things. So several of these pieces came from a local boutique, a home decor boutique. This deer head, his name's Alfred, and then these brass candlesticks that are vintage, and also this garland. They all came from that boutique. So I like to support small businesses and entrepreneurs. It's a way to be intentional with what you're decorating with. And over here on my bookcase, I just have these two little fur stockings for our two fur babies. We have two dogs. And here I have displayed a little picture frame that my son made when he was in preschool. It's starting to kind of fall apart, but I still love it. Lastly, over here on these shelves, I have another little picture frame that my other son made in preschool. And over here is a little wooden block Santa Claus that my daughter made, and I'm not really sure when she made that. It might have been preschool. I just have set up a chair with a velvet green pillow and a fuzzy blanket. I can't sit down without my dog sitting on my lap. But when my kids were little, I had some special Christmas books that I kept with our Christmas decor, and we only had them out for Christmas time. And so it was always fun and exciting to read these stories every Christmas. And this year I decided to display all of my kids' little ornaments on this little tree. It's a little bit too stuffed here, so probably next year, maybe in January, I'll look for a larger tree that's on clearance that I can buy, so that next year there's a little bit more space on that tree to display those. But I hadn't been using them, and I realized that I didn't want to just leave them in the box. Probably when my kids move out of the house, I actually keep a Ziploc bag with each child's ornaments in it, and I'll probably give those to them once they move out of our house. Now I am in my bedroom, and this is the last place that I have Christmas decor, and really it's just one thing. It is this Christmas quilt, and this duvet right here is what we use year round. But at Christmas time I bring out this quilt. It's not really my style anymore, but my grandmother, she made a quilt for each me and my sisters to gift us on our wedding day, and she made me the Christmas quilt since my name is Joy. But it's really special to me. Even though it's not exactly my style, I like to display it at Christmas time. Just because it's really meaningful to me, and my grandma was somebody who was a big part of my life, and it reminds me of her.
thank you for watching my video today, and as I watch it back, I realized that I used the same words over and over again, so I apologize. It was all ad-libbed, and so that's what you get. But I do appreciate you watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, I would appreciate it if you subscribed.